Hello champions and future champions, hello ChessMood family. Gabuzyan is here with you and welcome to our daily lesson. Today we have topic related to the endgames. As we know, at the end part of the game where there are no queens on the board, kings are becoming very strong. Activating them, taking to some good central spots is a good strategy in general. But there is also another way of playing. For example, in this rook's endgame, it's white to move. It has happened king e2 and player is taking king to e4 square. It's not a bad strategy, but I will ask you to pause the video and figure out, is it the best way of playing as white or there is even a better option available? I can never say king in the center is wrong, but there are some exceptional situations when we can attack opponent's weaknesses. At this position, black is not doing that great on the king side because we have space advantage and better chances to attack, but at the same time they are very safe. Though rook on h6 is temporarily out of the game and some time is required to go back to the other side of the board as well. King is also very far, and as we can see, those three pawns are very much weakened. We can attack them and try to get some material. Now, playing rook d3 with an idea of rook d7 is not that strong because black can go king to e7 and those two squares will be protected. Instead of this, there is a better technique of attacking three pawns or opponent. There are several options available and I will show you all of them. White can start with rook c3 move, attacking pawn on c7. This is provoking c6. Now white's going for the other pawn on a7, and this is provoking a6 move. We created a pawn hole on b6 square. Now we are going rook to b3. There is no option of playing b6, and only way is to protect the pawn. b5 move now. After b5, we can win any of these two pawns. White can play either rook to c3 or rook to a3, and those pawns are gonna be lost. At the beginning, as I have mentioned, there are another options of taking a pawn. White can as well start with rook a3 move, firstly provoking a6, then going for the c6 move and making the same idea. Also, white can start with rook b3. Now we're provoking b6. Here going rook c3. Now we can go either rook to a3 or let's say rook to c3. Idea is the same. Provoking c5. Going rook a3. Provoking a5. And now rook b3 wins another pawn. Why is it so important? When we're activating the king, we're most often times not going for something very much concrete. My suggestion will be the following. To check out if with concrete attacks you have any options to win some material, and only then thinking about king's activation. When opponent has pawn weaknesses, it's a good strategy. Let's now go ahead and we will see another example. In this endgame, white has advantage of bishop's pair. It's a good position, and here white player tried to activate the king with king e2 move. Question. Is it a good decision now, or white can play better? You can pause the video and try to think about it. Previously, we were attacking opponent's weaknesses with the rook. Now we have bishops. Playing together they are very strong, and as well they are very strong hunters of the pawns. White can play now bishop f4. Pawn on c7 cannot go to c6 since other bishop controls this square, and it has to go to c5. We can see now black pawns are on the dark square and our bishop is dark squared as well. White can play now bishop b8, and this is a very typical way of attacking pawn chain with the bishop. Attacking pawn on a7, black has to play a5 or let's say a6, and now bishop a7. Two pawns are on the same line and bishops attacking them. After b5, white's winning pawn with bishop c5 move. These kind of examples are unlimited in chess. What's the goal and the summary? When you have endgame position and chances to activate your pieces aiming at some pawns, always try to take a look whether you are gonna win some material, and if not, then you can think about your king's activation. Both are very important endgame topics, but I would say out of my experience, often winning material is much more important. Now let's go ahead, and you will get your homework position. At the moment, white has a rook versus knight and 2 pawns of opponent. Are we gonna bring our king into the game or play differently is the question. You can share your thoughts and ideas how to play here as white in the comment section below. Gabuzyan was here with you. Thank you for your subscriptions, likes, and sharing this video with your friends. We appreciate it a lot. I will see you next time during our next daily lessons.